Hey guys, welcome to Sports Talk with Cam. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my NFC predictions. Let's get started. So first, I have the NFC North, and I'm going to be going bottom to top for each division. So at number 4, I have the Green Bay Packers, and I don't have much to say about them. We just got to see what Jordan Love has. They also lost a lot of people in the offseason, including Allen Lazard and Aaron Rodgers, but their defense is still looking pretty good. And then at number 3, I have the Chicago Bears, and I was very close to putting them at number 4 because how bad they did last season. But Justin Fields looked good preseason week 1, and DJ Moore, they traded for him in the draft, and those two are probably going to be a good combo with Justin Fields scrambling on the run. He's going to have DJ Moore wide open, and DJ Moore has the speed, he can run downfield, and I think they're going to do average this year. And then at number 2, I have the Detroit Lions, and I've always thought the Lions were good enough. They just haven't had the best years. They've just fallen down, but I think this year might be their year to make the playoffs at number 2 in their division. I still think the Vikings at number 1, they're definitely going to make the playoffs. But the Lions, they were so close last year, but I think this year I think they should make it. And obviously at number 1, I have the Minnesota Vikings, and the reason I put them up here is because they had the best receiver in the league last year with about 1,800 yards. And then he had, I think, Kirk Cousins. If he plays good, Kirk Cousins is very good. And he just needs to not throw interceptions. Like the Giants game last year in the playoffs, they lost because Kirk was not playing good. If Kirk plays good, then their team is good. Next up, we're moving on to the NFC South, and I got the Bucs at number 4, and the reason I have them there is because of the loss of Tom Brady. If Tom Brady was there, and listen, I'm saying this to every team in that division, you all suck. And I truly know that, and you know that too. Panthers, Saints, Falcons, and Buccaneers fans. But first of all, Buccaneers, you lost Tom Brady. I'm on the Buccaneers right now. You lost Tom Brady, and now you got Baker Mayfield. Like, Baker Mayfield is, in my opinion, he is, I'm not going to say so bad because I don't want to be so hard on Baker. He's so not good. So let's move on to the next team. I have the Falcons, and to be honest, I think that I do believe that Desmond Ridder is probably going to start after Marcus Mariota not having the best year last year. I hope, though, that both of them get their equal playing time in preseason, and hopefully they battle it out to see who gets the spot. And then at number 2, I have the Panthers. Even though Bryce Young did not look good week 1 of the preseason, I do think that he'll catch up on week 1, and hopefully they'll get a win, but I do not see them making the playoffs. And number 1, I have the Saints, and I want to say this about the Saints, the Bucs, and every team in that division. They're all equal. So the Saints are equal as number 4. Number 1 is basically number 4. So I would be okay with putting the Bucs at number 1 and the Saints at number 4. I just didn't do that because based off their quarterback situation and their defense situation. But the Saints, they have the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, and they also have Derek Carr. And I think Derek Carr could be really a good fit for the Saints, and hopefully they have a good season. Up next is the NFC East, and at number 4, I have the Washington Commanders, but they might change their name to the Redskins because they're under a new ownership, but I highly doubt it. First, their name after the Redskins, they had the Washington Football Team, and that is just, oh my God, that is berserk. Because how you're a football team, right? And you're like, oh, what is our name going to be? Dude, I got an idea. The Washington football team. The guy in there is probably fired and making no money probably by now. They're like, dude, what were we thinking? Like, first it has to go through all this stuff to be a name. This guy, and then a random guy is just like, dude, let's do football team, because they can't come up with any more names, right? It's just crazy. But their overall team is looking pretty good. I'm really excited to see Scary Terry again and see what he has this year. And their defense is also looking pretty good. At number 3, I have the New York Giants, and if I'm being honest, Saquon's looking good. He got paid only 1 year, which is still just a little bit, but I think he'll be pretty good this season. But Danny Dimes, he was dicing up the Panthers in week 2 of preseason, and he's been good all preseason, and I think the Giants have a rhythm now, and I think hopefully they do good in regular season. I do not have them making the playoffs, though. I mean, I do think they might have a good run in the regular season, but it's a 50-50. For number 2, I have the Cowboys, and for the Cowboys, Zeke is gone. He's on the Patriots. And a lot of people wanted Pollard to be the starter. And there you go. Pollard is your starter. And I thought maybe there was going to be, like, Zeke is going to go in free agency. He's going to sit. But no, he doesn't. I thought maybe the Cowboys would trade for another running back. But it looks like they're confident in Pollard. So hopefully they have a good season, even though I'm not that big of a Cowboys fan. Even though Dak had a lot of interceptions last year, maybe he'll come back and have a good season. I definitely have them making the playoffs, but I don't see them winning the NFC. And of course, at number 1, I have the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Eagles went to the Super Bowl last year and lost to the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs are a really good football team, but I think that Jalen Hurts. I'm not saying here that Jalen Hurts is bad, not by any means. He is good. I would say he's definitely top 8, top 7. I do think there's other quarterbacks that are better than him. But I do think Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, just such on another. Like, you have Jalen Hurts at one tier, and then you go all the way up to Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. That's where they're at. But I mean, I'm not putting any disrespect on the Eagles or Philly, even though I kind of am. I do, even though after that championship game, I'm still super mad. But the Eagles definitely making the playoffs, and we'll see how they do in the regular season. Last, but definitely not least, we have the NFC West. And at number 4, I do have the Cardinals. And I'm so sorry, Cardinals fans, but you guys are going in the books this year as my worst team in the NFL. And I do not think the Cardinals are good. I think Kyler Murray is doo-doo. I think everyone on that team is doo-doo. I think their defense is doo-doo. I think their coaching is doo-doo. I think everything is just doo-doo. And I said doo-doo like 9 billion times there. But I mean it. And I think they did better than I thought last year. I think this year, they're going to go like 2-15. I do not think they're doing good. And next up, at number 3, I have the Rams. Last year, coming off the Super Bowl win, they did not play well. I think they went 7-10, which is pretty berserk for Super Bowl champions the previous year. But the Rams, I think Aaron Donald is top 2, right behind Nick Bosa, if Nick Bosa is going to get signed. But right behind Aaron Donald is one of the best, if not the best, defensive lineman in the league. And I think that makes the team with Cooper Kupp and they drafted Stetson Bennett in the 7th round out of Georgia, but I don't think he's going to be the starter. And finally, at number 2, I have the Seattle Seahawks. And I don't have much to say about them. I just have something to say about DK and Geno. I think Geno last year had a pretty great year after winning Comeback Player of the Year. He does deserve that award, even though I deeply hate the Seahawks. I do think that Geno did deserve that award. But DK, I mean, I was watching some highlights of the game last year from the wild card round, and I was like, dude, like, he was just running up the sideline on us, and he's so physically built. It's like he has a lot of speed, and I think he's a great wide receiver. I just do not like him in a Seahawks uniform. No surprise here. At number 1, I got the 49ers. And I just wanted to mention one thing really quick. This hat I'm wearing is signed by Fred Warner, and one of my favorite middle linebacker, and one of my favorite players in the NFL and on the Niners. And he is so good. And I got this at the draft last year in Vegas. And it was for my birthday, and I got to meet him. I got a picture with him, and I got a signed flag too that's hanging up in my room. So, more on the Niners though. I am going to go on Brock Purdy right now. He's coming back from his UCL injury, and he was looking so sharp, clean, throwing darts on the field, and he was coming back and looking like a Brock. And also, Debo is looking leaner, faster, and Brock recently got a name titled Brockstar, basically a rock star on the field, and he's gonna keep that name, I think, because he is looking like a Brockstar. Even though he only played one drive, he was looking amazing. And I just want to say a little thing on the defense, like, you got to pay Nick Bosa. He has not got paid yet. I thought he was going to get paid last week, the week before that, or even this week at max. If he stays until the end of next week, there's only 1 week of preseason left. If we don't get Nick, dude, like, our defense is going to go from the best in the league to, like, average, below average, even though we still have Fred. And Fred did play against the Broncos, which was nice to see him on the field again. But obviously I didn't see Nick. Probably wasn't even at the game. Probably sitting home and watching us on his ginormous TV. And I really hope he gets paid, like, so bad. Like, I can't even explain it. Like, if he does not get paid, I'm going to be so angry. And then lastly, I have my NFC bye, who's getting the bye in the playoffs, who's going to be the top seed. And I am not being biased here. I truly think the Niners are getting that 1 seed. And I mean, you guys were probably thinking the Eagles, you guys are going to be in the comments saying, oh no, Eagles went to the Super Bowl. Well, the Niners were really close too. And we had freaking Josh Johnson, like, now, I bet none of you watching this even know who that is. And you guys are right. Who is Josh Johnson? He's a nobody. And he's going to stay that way. He sucks doo-doo. And I'm so happy that he's not on our team anymore. He's probably running off in free agency trying to find a team at like 33 years old, 40 years old. But I don't want to put too much hate on Josh. He's like 10 times better than me if I play football against him. So I can never talk that much smack. But I kind of do because he absolutely sucks. And we got destroyed. But I do have a point there. But I do have the Niners getting the bye. And I think they're going to be the top seed. And maybe even beat the Chiefs for the best team in the NFL. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and comment down below what you guys think. Peace out.